I'm sorry. The two segments I watched on Don Lemon's show on CNN, those two segments were meant to discuss the situation up in Sacramento. And Steve Cortes was asked what he thought about the situation. And just like every other good Republican, he got immediately away from the police shooting an unarmed black man holding a cell phone and jumped to the black on black crime in Chicago and various other topics. And every time that Don Lemon or one of the other panelists, I think Shamichael Singleton was one of them, and I don't remember the name of the other gentleman, he could not stay on the topic of the police shooting. And it got pretty much heated after a while. So Don broke that particular segment and brought it back again. And I don't know what went down in between during the commercial time, but something obviously had to have gone down. They must have said, Don must have said something to him, as probably Shamichael Singleton did as well. He comes back on and he tries to do it again. And finally, they were able to get him to stay on topic. And what did he say? He said, in most circumstances, he will defer to the police position. And that basically set everybody off. Now, we all know that there are some good police, a whole bunch of mediocre police that go along with whatever the prevailing winds are, and some bad police. And our problem is that the bad police are not reined in, held accountable by the good police, the mediocre police, the criminal justice system, period. Now, I believe that there's a reason for this. And I came across an article or a report. And the report was on Steve King, House of Representative member from Iowa. And if you're not familiar with Mr. King, he's the guy that talked about illegal immigrants, or illegal people coming across the border, and their cabs were the size of cantaloupes because they were carrying so much drugs and stuff. You know, that's the one that most people think of. But Mr. King has said several other things. He said that we, meaning white people, can't restore our civilization with someone else's babies. He also said only white people have contributed to civilization, and it would be racist towards white people if Harriet Tubman were put as the face of the $20 bill. Now, he's made further statements that America can't be great again until white people do more to offset the number of brown people that exist. And it was that particular statement that really lit me up. We can't make America, we meaning white people, can't make America great again until white people do more to offset the number of brown people that exist. So in my mind, what that means is we need to remove brown people and black people from the ranks. We need to cull the herd. Well, isn't that what America is doing right now? Police shoot brown and black people, and in particular black people, with impunity, knowing that they will face no consequences. They will not be arrested. They will not be indicted. They damn sure aren't going to trial. And when they do go to trial, in the rare instance, they are always, and I do mean always. Let me back up. Always found not guilty. I was thinking about the Michael Scott case down in South Carolina, and that was 2 hung juries, and then the officer decided to take a plea bargain and do, I think he was doing 15 to 20 on a plea bargain for manslaughter. Now, you got Betty Shelby out in Oklahoma, not guilty. You had the officer who killed Felipe Castillo, not guilty. You have the officers that killed John Crawford, not even charged. You have the 2 officers that killed Alton Sterling down in Louisiana. The district attorney said that they operated within the law, so no charges were going to be filed. Time after time after time, and I do mean time after time after time, when we have video that shows a black person being murdered, for some reason the people in authority, and I mean the white people because that's primarily who is in authority, they for some reason cannot see the same thing and come to the same conclusions. I mean, when you shoot a man running away from you, and not even running, but basically jogging away from you in the back, you plant evidence, okay? And a jury cannot find you guilty. All that means is juries are going to side with police unless, and I literally mean this, there are guns to their heads and the threat of imminent hurt, harm, and danger is presented to them. So, folks, I have a suggestion. We as black people need to go to companies that can offer us some protection. And no, folks, I'm not saying go out there and go get yourself an AR-15, etc., etc., etc. I'm not saying that. We need to invest in companies that provide protection against being shot. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Kevlar vests. Now, I did a little research on Kevlar vests, and I saw some pretty nice ones. Now, you can get a Kevlar vest, which is decent, for $89, but that's going cheap. They have some really nice Kevlar vests that start at $230. Okay, and they you can actually go get a vest for up to $410 on the particular website I saw. It's called Safeguard Clothing. Now, Lululemon also, for I don't know how, but they also make a woman's down vest with Kevlar protection, i.e. bulletproof. Maybe it's time for us to invest for a Kevlar vest for every man, woman, and child of color so that when situations like this arise, at least we have a chance of survival. Because based on the recent events with various police shootings and no accountability, there's only two things that we can do. We can, obviously, well, actually, there's more than two. But we can go out and obtain these Kevlar vests, and they have some, again, some pretty nice ones, you know, for our kids, and make a financial investment in order to help hopefully protect them. And as they outgrow their vests, we can pass them down to our the next generation, or donate them, do whatever. Okay, because you definitely, as a 6, 7, 8-year-old kid, you're going to wear one size. As a 13, 14-year-old kid, you're going to wear a different size, and then as an adult, you're going to wear a different size. Or we can tell our kids, when you see the police, you need to run, and don't stop. Run, turn corner, continue to run as far and as fast as you can, and hopefully they won't catch you. Now, I'm not holding out a lot of hope on that one, only because police chasing radios, police cars run you down. But if you run and you happen to be cornered, like Mr. Clark was, your chances of survival based on police, and I'm even going to call it misidentifying, police claiming that they saw a gun where no gun existed, your chances of survival are not good. Not good at all. The third alternative I can't go into in a video, because obviously the video will be taken down, because the censors, and YouTube is now going through all my videos, they would more than likely claim that I was trying to promote violence, and obviously I'm trying to promote protection, self-protection, trying to live out your life without any missing parts, holes, etc. in you. So again, folks, these people, and I say these people, white people, basically are taking the position of Mr. Cortes, that they will defer to the police in whatever actions they take, for the most part. They're deferring to House of Representative member King, that something has to be done about the numbers of brown and black people in this country. I don't know about you, but I'm not planning on going anywhere. Fortunately for me, I already have the article that I pushed out to you, and one for each family member, and I did that as soon as I changed locations. And other than that, honestly, I really don't know what to tell you, because this shit ain't stopping. And the current prick in chief is doing nothing but promoting this. And the alt-right, white supremacists, racists, whatever you want to call them, are eating it up, and they are taking his comments, or lack thereof, as a license to continue to do bad things for the people of black and brown persuasions. This shit needs to stop, and it needs to stop now.